Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Advancement Center and welcome to the world of magic and miracles. Welcome to a divine, eternal, spiritual being that is you in the midst of all that is happening in this physical plane. Welcome to the true you. It's an honor to be here, to be speaking to you, to those that are watching live or in the future, and to all our friends in the outer reaches of the universe, those that have passed to the other side, the masters, the angels, and all those that support us as they surround you right now and surround me. Let's take a moment and soar into the outer reaches of the universe. Leave your body and all the heaviness and constraints of the physical dimension and come fly with me. See and feel yourself unencumbered by life and all its challenges, and simply float. Now from here, wave your hands and orchestrate the changes that you envision for the physical world. Feel that position of orchestration and remember that it is what you are always doing. Now rest for a moment and smile at what you are seeing coming into the physical world. You have done it. You have done it. And you continue to do it from that place that we just visited. Separated from your physical being while still being connected to your physical being. Floating, soaring, flying. Unburdened. Able to do and deliver all your magic to whoever needs it. Assistance in healing or rerouting a direction. All those things that belong to you that you forget you're capable of while living in this physical plane. Our focus always goes to the physical. And yet we are so much more than that. So now come back into your body in this physical dimension and listen to these words that I will speak to the human aspect of you. They come from the world that I live in. Once again, the words are simply a vehicle to take you to a destination that is uniquely yours. So know that what you are able to hear is perfect for you. Dominoes. Like the cells in your body are each day renewed, so is that you that is changing every day, also made anew. The cells are returning back to their natural state, fluffing off the information that no longer supports it, fluffing off a false identity that is taken on by our environment and by our programmed beliefs. This produces a discordant energy throughout the body that must be renewed so that the harmony that is its natural state can be resumed, allowing the body to be the perfect host of the cells that inhabit it. You are going through the same process. As your awareness increases, you can barely recognize yourself, for you are not the same person you were before. The connections to your brain, the synapses that would fire in a certain way, the way that the program of belief had set in motion, is starting to dissolve, and new connections are being made. When this happens, new synapses are fired, and you are no longer the same person. It is an amazing feeling, and at the same time, a frightening one, floating now as you try to process and integrate this new you. You are acting in different ways, speaking different words, and simply being a completely different person. Only those with eyes to see and ears to hear can detect the subtle but undeniable changes. It is strange indeed, for most times we are operating on automatic pilot within the program of life. We, through the influence of that force, had delivered to us a false reality that pushed us to the creation of an identity that we thought we needed to exist in this human form, in this physical reality. Something truly grand is happening to you, for reactions that you've had since you've been in this incarnation are all of a sudden ceasing to appear under the same circumstances that would have brought them screaming from your mouth and kicking out of your body. Moments like standing in a long line or running into heavy traffic, people being rude to you, or people not recognizing your value. Things that would have normally produced impatience or anger or judgment, all forms of reaction, now flow through you and past you as if they were not yours, as if they have never even belonged to you. What has happened to me? You say to yourself, who is this that is now occupying this physical form? How is this happening to me? That old you is simply dying. It is being fluffed off from the true you. All its false identities that it became from its environment and from the program belief systems are dying off so that the true you, the real you, can come forward. This you will be completely unrecognizable at first because you have justified your false identity in order to at first simply stay alive, or what you might say instead, to survive. But then that false identity produced a power from what was taken on as what one might call victimhood, making us fight to always be right, for we feared that death would happen to us if we were wrong. So we had to kill everyone with our rightness before we died of being wrong. The truth is, there is no right and wrong, only the appearance of those two characters. But our belief in the power of them both is so strong and so ingrained in the program that wants us to go to war. Right, wrong, them, us, Republican and Democrat. Even the election itself is a competition of those two imposters. It's like watching the Super Bowl or the World Cup of soccer. You choose your side and you will kill anyone on the other side. You don't dare wear the wrong color in the wrong place or you're dead. Everyone wants to see something done to the losers, something bad done to the other side. No one sees that they are the same as what they are against, the other side of the same coin. There's a new president in our country, but a husband is still yelling at his wife, and a wife is still screaming at her husband. And yet they want the new president to solve what's happening with the things in the world when they can't simply love each other. There are more than 8 billion people now on the planet, and the only way life will get better is for you to change your view of it. It is the war within us that keeps everything that is war alive. I know that this is a very hard message to accept, but it is the only message that will gain you entrance into that perfect life with perfect health and a magic future. You must no longer have a side. You must not be attached to anyone except your Creator. You must stand above and see the beauty in everything and everyone, and also see the corruption in everything and everyone, all at the same time, without reaction in either way. You must stop wearing the color of one side or the other. You must stop speaking the language of one side versus the other, for this is the you that must be sloughed off from the true you. Until this happens in you, you are a part of the war. But because you think you're on the right side, you forget that it takes two to have a fight, and you cannot see that you are one side of the two. See, observe, acknowledge, witness, speak against or speak for, all without taking a side. That is the great trap of traps. Being on the side of what you see is right blinds you to the fact that there is no right. And when you think there is, you are a part of the war. Only you as a sovereign being can choose to receive this transmission and expanded awareness that I am delivering. It is your choice and your choice alone. When you choose to see it and receive it, you will allow a greater aspect, a more complete aspect of you to step in. And this new you will continue to expand and allow more of the grander and greater you to come to the fore. You may not even be aware of choosing this new you, for that choice, as with others, is oh so subtle. But you indeed did choose it, for that is the only way that it can happen. That is the only way that the new you, the true you, will emerge. And that is the only way that you will truly be able to change the world. You must change it by not being in it, by not having a side. Because if you have a side, you are in the world. And from your attachment to a side, you are powerless to change the world. There is no love in being on a side, and it is your love for all sides, that will change the world. I am not talking about likes or dislikes. You can like or not like anything, but if you like vanilla and don't like chocolate, you're not at war against chocolate. I know that this is a hard path to accept, but it is the true path. Imagine that you come out of the grocery store and you found that your car was gone. It had been stolen. Later that day, the police came to you and said that your car was used in a bank robbery, and the person who stole your car shot and killed an innocent woman who was in the bank at the time. The policeman told you that they apprehended the suspect and that he confessed to everything. He will be tried and found guilty of stealing a car, attempted bank robbery, and murder, a capital crime that comes with the death penalty. You may have thoughts that what he did was unconscionable, and maybe he should be put to death for his crimes against humanity. And as you are sharing your thoughts with the officer, he quietly turns to you and says, I hate to be the one who has to tell you this, but the suspect is your son. You fall to the ground in shock. You didn't think your son could ever possibly do something like this. But there's the video evidence, along with his confession, that leaves no doubt. The next thing you do is pray that his life be spared and that he serves a life sentence with the hope that he can be rehabilitated. For you know that even though he had some challenges growing up, inside he is a loving and gentle man. Something must have taken him over the edge and made him feel desperate and see no way out other than the way that he chose. As his mother, no matter what he has done, you will always love him. And if the sentence of execution is given and he must leave this physical world, you will see him on the other side when your time to leave this earth comes. For you know with all your heart that he will be with his heavenly Father. This is how the creator of the universe, the invisible spirit, the inexpressible one, looks at you and me. He looks with the nature of a mother or a father, and he has 8 billion human children and an infinite number of non-physical children too. And even though he must discipline some of them sometimes, and that includes you and me, he never chooses a side, and he never stops loving us. You must see all life through the eyes of your creator because you have his nature. And with this story, I have just proved it. Now you know what I know, and now you can truly love one another as you have never loved before. When your children are choosing a path that does not agree with what you would choose, don't judge them. Step back and remember how you were not always on the so-called right path, whatever that is, and simply love them. When we were growing up and had siblings or classmates in school, and someone got something that you didn't think they deserved because they had done some things, some bad things before, you cried out to your parents or to your teachers or to whoever would listen saying, "That's not fair. That's not fair." This was played out over 2,000 years ago in the story of the prodigal son. "Dad, why are you giving your son who took all his inheritance and squandered it away and left me here to do all the work?" And the dad said, "My son, you were always with me, but your brother was dead and now he is alive." Love, just simply love. The dominoes have been falling. Each domino that falls is knocking down an obstacle so that the next thing can come forward. A loss of a job, a loss of a relationship, a move to a new location, and on, dominoes falling to bring into the physical the next thing that is queued up for your destiny and the destiny of humanity. The 2024 domino just fell, and now the 2025 domino is starting to move. This transmission that I am delivering is a major domino to open the hearts of each being towards the love and compassion of their fellow human as themselves. All dominoes lead to that great domino, which when it falls will start the process of dismantling the greatest of all imposters, separation. That impostor is the root of all suffering because it says, "I am not the other, and the other is not me," as well as the grander illusion that I am not in the Creator, and the Creator is not in me. Awareness, oh awareness, you keep coming for me. You keep coming for us, and like dominoes, you knock all illusions of who and what we are to the ground. I am no longer David, yet I am still David, and yet I am all things. I am to you what you need me to be, for I exist in your world just for you, just as you do for me. Awareness, oh awareness, you are taking us home, taking us back to the reality of our true being, a divine, eternal, infinite spiritual being who is in the Father and the Father is in you. everything is swirling outside of you, but it always has. It is different and seems faster because it is different and faster. Let me repeat that. Is it different and seem faster because it is different and faster? Or is it different and faster because you are different and faster? Continue to simply look within, for it is here that you will find what you are truly looking for. You have orchestrated it all, and the next domino within your life is always about to fall. And when it does, do not be alarmed, for you have brought it on to make space for something extraordinary and new. Be excited for what is coming onto the planet. Watch the dominoes fall and don't be surprised, because remember, you set it all up. And most importantly, don't pick a side. Stand with your Creator, for He is on everyone's side. Cheers to you, all my beloved brothers and sisters. I am in the Father, and so too are you. And now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. It's simply an honor to be able to speak. Thank you for listening, and thank you for joining me. I am David.